comments about railroad infrastructure. At present, Maine freight railroads are privately run and in need of massive overhaul. A lot of lines are run at speeds restricted to 10 miles an hour. Yet, the only scheduled passenger trains in Maine are Amtrak, and they go at speeds up to 80 miles per hour, and that's a government agency. What would you do to improve the situation?
Well, already in the Senate, we had a problem with Maine, Montreal, Atlantic shutting down 230 miles in the northern Maine. It was something that would have devastated an already struggling economy, and so that was something that I advocated very much for. I think the rail system is still very much needed. It's a great resource, and so we were able to put forward a bond package for the state to turn around and buy that line and keep it functioning. And the thing about it is that since the state picked that up, and there was a lot of criticism for that, but since the state picked that up, they went from Maine, Montreal, and Atlantic having 100 cars a week to, I believe, 450 now. It's really boomed, and in addition to that, there's been a lot of jobs. There's been a lot of companies that have decided to use that rail line, and what they did was they used Tiger grants to upgrade the line, and now places like you said that were restricted at 10 miles per hour are going at 30, 35 miles an hour. And I'm actually getting complaints, especially after the Lake Mechanic thing. It's not a thing. It was devastating in effect, but after that, I'm starting getting a lot of people that are calling me saying, hey, these trains are coming by here too fast now. So it's a little bit of a catch-22, but I think that our rail line gives us great opportunity. A lot of places in the state we're struggling with our road infrastructure, and that's something that we have to pick up on also. But doing everything we can to make sure the federal government continues to make sure that our rail lines are adequately kept up, so that we wouldn't have any type of problem like they had in Lake Mechanic, that companies can make sure that they have a stable way to get their products out of the state. I think is extremely important, and something I've already become a believer in.
Thank you, and congratulations on your retirement after so long. So, to me, you can't have an economy in rural Maine if you can't move goods across it. It's impossible. It's not just you can't get there from here, you can't get anything from here to there. And so for me, I've always been a supporter of the rail infrastructure in the state, both for the expansion of freight and for passenger. And I was chair of the Appropriations Committee when we did the important bond package and financing for the railroad that Senator Jackson referenced. And it makes a big difference. And it starts with safety. You have to have safe rail. You have to have rail that has been upkept over many years and consistently upkept so that the speeds can be appropriate. We don't want to have things get too crazy, but I certainly think we want things to move on time. And I know for me, where I live in Orono, the rail comes through Orono, and when it's really humid, no matter where you are, you think the train's in your backyard. Because when it's really humid, the sound travels much farther and much faster. And every time it goes, I always say to my husband, well, somebody's getting something tomorrow. It's moving goods, that's jobs, that's small businesses, that's industry that can stay alive and hopefully grow in rural Maine. So to me, I think the rail infrastructure is just as important as our roads and bridges and our ferries and our ports. And again, we can't pit one against the other. We have to make sure they're all strong, they're all safe. And I'll be a supporter. In fact, when I think about what I want to do when I'm in Congress, one of the committees I'd be interested in would be anything to do with infrastructure, like roads, bridges, rails, ports, airports. Thank you.